Let's talk about something that happens to so many of us after 70. You look in the mirror one morning and something feels off. It's not that you've changed overnight. It's that your hair, the same style you've worn for years, suddenly isn't doing you any favors anymore. Maybe it's flattening out. Maybe it's making your face look tired or older than you actually feel inside. And nobody tells you this, but the right haircut can genuinely take years off your appearance, almost like a secret nobody bothered to share with us. Today, I want to give you exactly that secret. We're going through 5 haircuts, real, wearable, elegant haircuts, that are helping women over 70 look brighter, softer, and instantly more youthful. These aren't trendy gimmicks. These are classic, flattering cuts that work with your face, your texture, and your life, not against it. I promise you by the end of this video, you'll have at least one style that makes you think, that's the one, that's exactly what I need to ask for at my next appointment. So stay with me till the very end, because the last haircut on this list might just be the most transformative one of all. The one hairstylists say lifts the whole face without a single trip to a cosmetic surgeon. If you're new here, welcome to Timeless Wisdom Path, where we believe beauty doesn't retire at 70. It simply gets wiser, softer, and more confident. Let's get started. The soft silver pixie that lifts the whole face. Let's start with a cut that so many women are afraid to try, and yet it might be the most flattering haircut over 70 that exists. The soft silver pixie. Now before you scroll past thinking that's too bold for me, let me explain why this cut works so beautifully for mature women, and why it's not the harsh, severe pixie you might be picturing. The key word here is soft. This isn't a buzzed, choppy pixie. It's a pixie with movement, with soft layers around the crown that add lift, and longer, textured pieces around the face that soften the jawline. As we age, our face naturally changes shape a little, and heavy, flat hair sitting close to the head can actually emphasize sagging or fullness we'd rather not draw attention to. A soft pixie does the opposite. It lifts everything upward and outward, drawing the eye up toward your eyes and cheekbones instead of down toward the jaw and neck. And here's something truly wonderful about embracing your natural silver or white hair with this cut. It doesn't fight your hair's texture, it works with it. Gray and white hair often has a slightly different texture than the hair we had in our 30s or 40s, a little coarser, sometimes with more natural wave. A soft pixie loves that texture. It uses it to create effortless volume at the crown, which instantly makes the whole head look lifted and youthful, rather than flat and weighed down. One of the biggest compliments women receive after cutting into a soft silver pixie is that people say their eyes pop more. That's not an accident. When you remove length and weight from around the face, you draw attention to your eyes, your smile, your cheekbones, the parts of you that light up when you laugh or feel confident. It's a haircut that essentially frames your best features like a beautiful picture frame around a painting. Now I know what some of you are thinking, but I've had long hair my whole life, this feels scary. And that's completely understandable. Change, especially with our hair, can feel deeply personal. But here's something so many women tell us after they finally take the leap. They wish they'd done it years earlier. The confidence that comes from low-maintenance, effortlessly chic hair that makes you look years younger every single morning, without needing to spend 30 minutes styling, is honestly priceless. If you're worried about styling, here's the beautiful part. A soft pixie needs almost nothing. A little texturizing cream scrunched through damp hair. Maybe a quick blast with a diffuser, and you're done. No flat irons fighting your natural texture. No curling wands burning your fingers before your morning coffee. Just wash, scrunch, and go, and somehow you look like you spent an hour getting ready. Before we move to our next haircut, I want you to really picture this on yourself for a moment. Imagine waking up, running your fingers through soft, textured layers, no fuss, no fight with frizz, just effortless movement framing your face. That's the gift this haircut gives you every single day. Now let's talk about something practical, because I know many of you are thinking about your specific face shape right now. This pixie is remarkably versatile. If you have a rounder face, your stylist can add a bit more height at the crown, and keep the sides slightly longer to elongate things visually. If your face is more angular or square, softer, wispy pieces around the temples will beautifully soften those strong lines. This is the kind of cut a good stylist can truly customize to you, rather than forcing a one-size-fits-all shape onto your unique features. And let's not forget the practical side of life after 70. Maybe you're traveling more now that you're retired. Maybe you're spending time with grandchildren, gardening, or simply enjoying mornings without rushing. A haircut like this fits every single one of those lifestyles. It survives humidity, it survives hats, it survives a nap on the couch. You wake up, tousle it with your fingers, and you're ready to face your day looking polished and put together. This is why the soft silver pixie continues to be one of the most requested cuts for women embracing their 70s with confidence. It's not about hiding your age. It's about celebrating it with a haircut that says, I know exactly who I am, and I love how I look. The chin-length bob with face framing layers. Our next haircut is one that has stood the test of time for good reason, and it might just be the single most flattering length for women over 70, the chin-length bob with soft face framing layers. There's a reason stylists reach for this cut again and again when a client comes in wanting to look instantly more youthful. The chin-length bob does something almost magical to the lower half of the face. As we get a little older, gravity does what gravity does, and often we start feeling self-conscious about the jawline or a bit of softness under the chin. This bob solves that beautifully, simply through the placement of the hair itself. When the hair ends right at the chin or just grazing it, it creates a visual line that draws attention exactly to your jawline in the most flattering way. Almost like a soft frame drawing the eye precisely where you want it. The layers around the face then blend everything together. So there's no harsh line, no stiff shape, just soft, natural movement that moves when you move. This cut also works wonderfully with thinning hair. Something so many of us experience as we age and rarely talk about openly. Length at the chin combined with the right layering technique actually creates the illusion of thicker, fuller hair. Long hair tends to pull down and look stringy or flat when it thins, but haircut to chin length has natural bounce built right in, because there's simply less weight pulling it down. Let's talk styling for a moment, because this is where so many women fall in love with this cut. A chin-length bob can be worn completely straight and sleek for a polished, elegant look, perfect for a nice dinner out or a family celebration. Or it can be scrunched with a texturizing spray for soft, tousled waves that feel younger and more relaxed, ideal for a casual coffee with friends. It's genuinely a haircut that transforms with your mood and your day, without ever needing a completely different cut. And here's a re-hook for you because I promised you the most transformative haircut is still ahead, and trust me, it truly is. But before we get there, I want you to consider one more beautiful advantage of the chin-length bob: color compatibility. Whether you're fully embracing silver and white, or you love a soft warm blonde or rich chocolate brown, this length showcases color beautifully. The layers catch light differently depending on how you move, giving your whole head a dimensional, healthy shine that instantly reads as youthful vitality. Many women tell us this is the no-brainer haircut, the one you can walk into any salon in any city, and know you'll walk out looking polished, elegant, and effortlessly younger. It doesn't require a specialist stylist or a complicated technique. It simply requires the confidence to ask for it, and the willingness to let go of length you may have been holding on to simply out of habit rather than because it truly serves you anymore. The curly shag that brings back natural bounce. Now let's talk about a haircut that's having a real renaissance among women in their 70s, and for very good reason: the curly shag. If you have natural curl or wave, and especially if you've spent years straightening it, fighting it, or wishing it away, this haircut is going to feel like coming home to yourself. The curly shag embraces exactly what your hair wants to do naturally, and in doing so, it creates an effortless, youthful energy that's almost impossible to fake with a straight, rigid style. Here's why this works so beautifully for us as we age. Curly and wavy hair has natural volume built in, and volume, especially at the crown and around the face, is one of the fastest ways to visually lift and soften an aging face. The shag technique layers the hair extensively throughout, which allows curls to spring and bounce individually rather than clumping into one heavy shape. The result is texture that catches light, moves beautifully, and genuinely looks alive. There's also something deeply freeing about this cut for women who've spent decades straightening their hair every single morning, because that's simply what was expected of them. Letting your natural texture shine isn't just a hairstyle choice. It's often described by our viewers as an emotional one too. A small but powerful way of saying, I'm done fighting who I naturally am, and I love what I see now. From a practical standpoint, this cut is wonderfully forgiving. Curly hair naturally hides a multitude of things we might feel self-conscious about, Whether that's a bit of thinning at the temples or wanting extra volume at the crown, a skilled stylist will cut a shag specifically for your curl pattern, using techniques that encourage your curls to clump together in defined, bouncy pieces rather than looking frizzy or undefined. And styling is refreshingly simple once you know your curls needs. A lightweight curl cream applied to soaking wet hair, scrunched gently, and left to air dry or diffused on a low heat setting, and you're left with soft, romantic curls that genuinely look like you stepped out of a salon every single day, with just a few minutes of effort. This haircut also pairs beautifully with going gray or silver, because curls catch and reflect light in the most stunning way when there's natural silver shimmer running through them. It's a combination that reads as effortlessly elegant, the kind of hairstyle people stop you on the street to compliment. The layered shoulder-length cut with soft curtain bangs. Our fourth haircut is one that beautifully balances two things many women over 70 want: a little more length to feel like themselves, and a softening effect around the face that instantly reads as youthful. This is the layered shoulder-length cut paired with soft curtain bangs. Curtain bangs have become one of the most requested styling elements in recent years. And it's easy to see why once you understand what they actually do. Unlike a heavy, blunt fringe that can feel aging or severe, curtain bangs part naturally in the center and sweep softly to either side, framing the face the way perfectly placed curtains frame a beautiful window. They draw attention to the eyes, soften the forehead, and create an instant, subtle lift around the entire face. Paired with soft layers through shoulder-length hair, this cut creates movement and body throughout, avoiding that flat, heavy look that longer hair can sometimes fall into as we age. The layers keep everything light and bouncy, so the hair moves naturally when you walk, when you laugh, when you turn your head to greet a friend. One of the loveliest things about curtain bangs specifically is how forgiving they are day to day. Unlike a full, blunt fringe that demands daily styling and can look messy if it's even slightly out of place, curtain bangs are meant to look soft and slightly undone. A quick round brush blowout, or even just finger styling with a bit of product, and they fall beautifully into place. This makes the whole haircut wonderfully low maintenance for busy mornings. Whether you're heading to a grandchild's soccer game or meeting friends for lunch, this length also offers something many women appreciate: options. You can wear it down and loose for an elegant, romantic look. You can pull the sides back into a soft half-up style for something a little more polished. You can even add loose waves with a curling wand for special occasions. It's a haircut that adapts to your life, rather than asking you to adapt to it. And I have to say, out of everything we've covered today, this particular cut tends to be the one women say makes them feel most like themselves, just refreshed. It doesn't ask you to change who you are. It simply softens, lifts, and lightens what's already there. The face-lifting layered crop with volume at the crown. And here it is, the haircut I promised you at the very beginning. The one hairstylists quietly consider the closest thing to a haircut facelift. The layered crop with intentional volume built at the crown. This cut is a little shorter than a traditional bob, sitting somewhere between the ear and the jawline. But what makes it truly transformative is the technique used at the crown. Rather than cutting the hair to lie flat, a skilled stylist layers it specifically to create lift and fullness right at the very top of the head. And this single detail changes everything about how youthful the entire face appears. Here's the science behind why this works so powerfully. As we age, our faces naturally experience some downward movement, a bit of softening along the jaw, subtle changes around the eyes. Hair that lies flat at the crown does nothing to counteract this, and can actually emphasize it by creating a long, vertical, heavy look. But hair that's lifted and voluminous at the crown creates the opposite visual effect entirely. It draws the eye upward and outward, essentially creating an optical illusion of lift throughout the entire face, the same way that a good posture instantly makes anyone look more confident and years younger. Hairstylists achieve this crown volume through precise, strategic layering rather than heavy teasing or product alone, which means the lift lasts all day, through errands, through lunch with friends, through an entire evening out, without needing constant touch-ups in the mirror. A little volumizing mousse at the root on damp hair, blow-dried with your head tipped slightly forward, and you have natural, lasting lift that requires no teasing, no hairspray helmet, nothing stiff or dated. What makes this cut especially wonderful is how it works in harmony with every single haircut we've discussed today. Whether you eventually choose the soft pixie, the classic bob, the curly shag, or the curtain bang shoulder length, This principle of crown volume is something your stylist can incorporate into any of them. It's less a single haircut and more the secret ingredient that makes every haircut on this list look even more lifted, fresh, and youthful. Women who make this simple request, just a little more volume and lift at the crown, often say it's the smallest change that made the biggest difference in how people perceive their age. Strangers start guessing younger. Old friends comment they look so refreshed. And most importantly, women say they simply feel more like themselves again, the confident, vibrant version of themselves looking back in the mirror. So there you have it. 5 beautiful, real wearable haircuts that are helping women over 70 feel instantly younger, lighter, and more confident every single day. The soft silver pixie that lifts and frames. The chin-length bob that flatters every face shape. The curly shag that celebrates your natural texture. The curtain bang shoulder cut that softens and refreshes. And that final secret, crown volume. The detail that can transform any haircut into a true face-lifting style. If there's one thing I hope you take away from today, it's this. Getting older doesn't mean you have to disappear into safe, boring, forgettable hair. It means you finally have the wisdom and the confidence to choose a style that truly celebrates who you are right now, today, at this beautiful stage of your life. You've earned the right to feel gorgeous, to turn heads, to catch your own reflection in a shop window and think, I look wonderful. So here's my gentle challenge for you. Save this video. Screenshot the haircut that spoke to you the most. And the next time you're in that stylish chair, show them exactly what you want with confidence, because you deserve a haircut that makes you feel as beautiful on the outside as you already are on the inside. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this video gave you even one moment of inspiration, please give it a thumbs up. It truly helps this channel reach more wonderful women just like you. And of course, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path.